play. G'day, Ricki here, the Australian Guitar Show, and I'm here to have a muck around on this Brookfield amplifier. It's called the Bohemian. It's a nod to Brian May of Queen, of course. It's pretty much based on a AC30, top boost AC30. You're literally talking 2-channel, and it is simple, man. We're talking volume, treble, bass, and then we've got a cut. So, kind of muck around with that to here. Gives it that nice jangle. Comes with a foot switch, which has 2 buttons. It's you got your normal channel, you got your top boost channel, and you can actually combine them. I've also got here a BDP pedal from R18 I've just got it set to a mild overdrive. We'll flick that off. I'm going to turn off the normal. We're going to head over to the top boost. Which immediately is just so much brighter. Like it just clangs right out. Man, that just cuts. And obviously with the gain on, the doorbell will be going off soon with the neighbours yelling at me. So, look, it's just such a great little package. It's, I mean, it's got a bit of size to it, a bit of weight. It's a custom valve amp, for God's sake, you know. It still comes in lighter than a Vox AC30. I remember lugging several Vox AC30s around for years when I played them. Tonality-wise, it's just got it. It's good. It's all there. It's got the single 12 in it, which obviously helps keep reduce the weight down. Me speak a good at England. So it helps the weight to keep down. Not this. This ain't helping at all. Anyway, maybe I need to lift these more often and that would help. But look, it's just such a nicely put together amplifier, and I know that there's going to be some mods coming to it. Reuben was telling me he's going to turn it into a 5 knob model, so it's going to have a master volume switch on it, which would be knob, which would be pretty cool. And yeah, all in all, I'm very impressed with how it feels and sounds, and it just fills up the room. It's great. So I'm going to flick off this, and I'm going to jump over onto the R18 Plus, try a different guitar, see how we go. Just checking out this Brookfield Tube Audio R18 Plus amplifier, coming in at 40 watts, featuring pretty much a single channel with a gain tone control, just a single tone control, because it's all you need. And then you've got your tremolo where you've got your intensity and speed, then your reverb with a dwell, and the reverb volume, and then your master volume. This is just a flat sound with no reverb. So let's wind up the gain and have a bit of a listen to the natural overdrive that comes from the amplifier. At the moment I'm sitting at 5. So even at maxed out, it's not necessarily a full-on gain, it's more of a warm kind of compressed overdrive. And then we can move on to the tone. It's a single tone pot, so it winds you through from your treble and down through to your bass. So we'll start off winding it right up. Then you'll hear as we wind down through it. So it just rolls that top end off and just increases the bass a little bit. So yes, you can't kind of fine tune each individual frequency, but I find that if you just sweep through it bit by bit, you'll tend to find just that magic point for the guitar, which as a live player, I think when you can muck around with too many buttons, so this kind of keeps it simple by just being able to quickly dial it in. So if you were changing guitars during a set, and a guitar just happened to be a brighter like this Tele, or whether you were flicking over to a Les Paul or something with humbuckers in it which has a darker tone, you can just quickly adjust this tone pot to make it perfect. So, and just to suit the guitar. So I find that really easy. So I just kind of strum a couple of notes and dial it in. Which to me that's perfect for this Tele because it just takes that little bit of sizzle off, but it's completely accessible again just to be able to wind up that treble a little bit on the guitar, do it as I do keep it rolled off. So it's there on tap at the guitar, but just as I dialed it in for the amplifier, that's great. So we'll then kick onto the reverb, turn that on. I've got the dwell up high and the reverb up high just so you could hear the extreme difference. Dialing the dwell back, we minimise the reverb. So back to bare. That to me is a really nice setting. I do like a bit of reverb. I'm a sucker for it, but again, for live, you would probably tend to roll that back a bit. So now we're going to move on to the tremolo, where you have an intensity and speed. I've got the intensity set at 3 and the speed set at 5. This is where I tend to like the tremolo myself, but we will take it through extreme so you can hear what it does. So here we go. So the intensity we pushed quite for to get quite a nice heavy wobble wobble. And speed, you can take it up to an almost kind of slicer kind of sound. It's only there very lightly. But again, I tend to like to set it around about that, just above 2 into 3 mode. As you know, most of us like to whack a few pedals in front of amplifiers. Keeping it simple, I'm just running a kink femtor, just for a bit of an overdrive tone. Sounds all right. Bloody great amplifier, really. It delivers on every level for me. It gives me those nice cleans, and yet with a little bit of overdrive in the front end with a pedal, it's got plenty of gain there to pretty much cover anything in a gig, which I would do on my Tele or with my Bellman or any other of my guitars. I usually just go from beginning to end on one guitar. I don't do too many changes. So, but however, if I was, it's just such a great amplifier to be able to adapt quickly between guitars for those slight nuances in tonal differences. And, this gives me that nice Fendery kind of clean tone that I really like. But when it comes to overdrives, Fenders have never been quite my thing. So to have that kind of Marshall-y vibe mixed in with it, I think works great. And, to be able to just kick a pedal in the front of it, bang, that's me for a gig. I so often just use an amplifier and an overdrive pedal, sometimes a delay. So I'm a very much keep it simple kind of guy, which does very much work with my whole ethic as a person and as a brain thinker. So go find Reuben on Facebook and Instagram. Just search for Brookfield Tube Audio. He's the only one with that name on both platforms. Give him a follow, say good day, tell him I sent you, ask him about his amplifiers. Maybe you're looking for something a little bit different. He does do custom builds, so I'm sure he would be more than happy to look after you. My name is Ricki. Thanks for watching the Australian Guitar Show. Uru.